Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy JR, and this is Swag Life TV. Um, what can I say, man? I got something awesome for y'all tonight, man. But before we get into that, man, let me go ahead and say, if you're new to the fam, I'm your host JR, the hostess with the mostest. You know what I mean? Welcome. You know what I mean? If you subscribe to the channel, or if you just so happen to come across the channel or whatever, you know what I mean, go ahead and stay for a while. I think you might enjoy yourself. But anyway, man, like I was saying, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and do a couple of things for me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Most definitely, you know what I mean? Hit that like button for me. Smash that like button. Then drop down, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, what your thoughts are. You know what I mean? And lastly, but certainly not least, go ahead and hit that notification bell for me. You know what I mean? So you'll be notified every time your boy upload a video, man. You know what I'm saying? A swag bang. Exactly what I have in front of me. You feel me? But if you are already part of the fam, I appreciate you tuning in. Same swag station, same swag channel. You know what I mean? What can I say, man? I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you rocking with the kid, everything like that. You know what I mean? And see you like to do things classy, like to do it splashy, that drip. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Tonight, like I said, we're going to always try to bring you something different, something new. You know what I mean? Something exclusive. Tonight, man, we got a vegetable melody. You know what I mean? We got some jumbo shrimp. We got some chicken sausage. We got 3 different types. We got kale, we got mild, and we got hot. We got a ribeye steak, and something new for y'all. We got that lobster mac and cheese. You feel me? But before we get into any of these foods, man, we're going to bless the food. We're going to bless the hands because, of course, you already know wifey did her thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, she stay lacing these plates. And, yeah, man. You know what I mean? We're going to bless the food, then we're going to get into it. Alright, man, so what's good with y'all? You know what I mean? You got the cocktail sauce right here. Didn't have that much left, so we had to split it between me and wifey. Got that 57 steak sauce for the steak. Check it. You know what I mean? That 57. And we got the sweet tea, man. We got the half and half lemon sweet tea. You feel me? But yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Let me try this lobster mac and cheese, because this will actually be my first time having this, believe it or not. So like I knew, man. I knew it wouldn't disappoint. Let me give y'all some, man. Check that out. Look at that, man. That lobster mac and cheese right there. You feel me? So what's good with y'all, man, on this Saturday night? It's that hot. Yeah, man. I got a lot of comments in the last video. You know what I mean? Saying that you know, it was good to see me open up. You know, give y'all a story time and everything like that. So I guess that's what we're gonna do tonight. I'm gonna try this shrimp right here. Check that out, man. Look at that. Got the seasoning all through that joint right there. You know what I mean? Look at that. But yeah, man, tonight's story will be about the first time I met my dad. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna necessarily say that it's a tearjerker. You feel me? But you know, like I said, man, you can always count on the meals that I bring y'all. That they will be enjoyed. And go ahead and finish that off. Get it right there, man. But yeah. You know, for the longest, prior to me meeting my dad, I always thought that I knew that I was biracial. You know what I mean? Because my brother and sister's father, he's dark skinned. So I always knew without the shadow of a doubt that he wasn't my father, but he was like a father. You know what I'm saying? He stepped in and he filled that void. But the very first time I met my dad, I was about 13. Out of school, spring break. So at the time, my dad was living in Memphis, Tennessee. And I remember this particular trip because when it comes down to music, my mother is a very eclectic person. And she was real heavy into Annie Lennox at the time. A lot of y'all might not know who she is, but she came from like the Madonna era, you know what I mean? Cyndi Lauper, except she almost sings like she's an opera singer. But for one, my mother was already down south. I was still up north. So look at that, man. That's that spicy Italian chicken sausage. But caught the Greyhound down south. And from there, we drove to Tennessee. And it was a double whammy for me because I was not only meeting my dad physically for the first time, I was also meeting my sister. And like I said, it was a bit of an eye-opener to me because I also had a baby brother who wasn't born at this time. I had never met, and I still haven't met him. But yeah, so we drove to Memphis, but this trip sticks out vaguely in my mind. I mean, not vaguely, but vividly in my mind because like I said, my mother, she was a huge Annie Lennox fan. And that's pretty much all we listened to the entire trip from Alabama to Memphis. And a lot of you may think that I'm joking when I say this, but I'm not. I was literally sick from having heard so much Annie Lennox. True story. And But like I said in a previous video, you know, my father was a musician. Played guitar for a lot of the musical acts that maybe you yourself or maybe your parents or your grandparents, you know what I'm saying, grew up listening to, you know what I mean, in the late 70s, early 80s, you know what I'm saying, throughout the 80s and everything like that. Look at that steak, man. Comment down below and let me know how you like your steak. I like mine medium well. You know, said that previously in the video, but back to the story. And so you know, back then the glitz and the glamour of it wasn't by choice. I mean, it wasn't my dad's fault that I was just meeting him at 13. But like I said before, I was innocent in this situation. You dig? And but we get to Memphis, and we go by my grandmother's house, my abuela, and you know, we kick it with them because my mother had more of a relationship with them than she did with my father. And so we eventually go to my dad's house. And I say meeting him for the first time because growing up and almost being like an orphan within the family, you know, if you meet a person one or twice at the age of 3 or 4, you know what I'm saying, if they're not a constant in your life, then chances are you're not going to really have a very vivid memory of them. So we meet, and of course, naturally, it's awkward. You know what I'm saying? Because the last time I probably met this man, like I said, I was 3, 4 years old. You know what I mean? So, like I said, and if that person isn't a constant in your life, then you're not going to really remember them. But we talk. And like I said, it was extremely awkward because by the age of 13, you know what I mean, you should have a pretty good grasp on, you know what I'm saying, things that your child likes. It's that chaos. It's that kale chicken Italian sausage right here, yo. Look at that. And it was super crazy because it was like we didn't know what to talk about. Here it is, my dad, I'm sitting down, chilling with my father after all these years, and, you know, the extent of our conversation has always been on the phone. So to sit down and talk to this person face to face and not really have any conversation, you know, it's kind of weird almost. And the next time I see my father again, I was 22. And I had already graduated from one college. And I was working on a second degree. Yo, when you home make something, like I made this sweet tea last night. Okay. I cut up a lemon. 3 of the halves, I squeezed the juice in the tea. Then the 4th half, I just drop it in the pitcher. When you get about halfway down, ooh, ooh, yo, I'm telling you, and that lemon and that tea, and then the lemon that has just been sitting in the tea, yo. Like I said, man, shout out to wifey. Y'all not gonna believe how she cooked this steak. And I'm not gonna tell you either. But you part of the fam, so I'll go ahead and tell you. Because I got love for y'all like that. You feel me? And she pan-seared it first. And then she put it in the oven. For my cooks out there, with that info, you already know what to do. But back to the story. So like I said, you know, I saw my dad again at the age of 22. Like I said, I was working on a second degree. And I think somehow we had got in contact, or he had got in contact with me, and said that he was playing in his club, and that he wanted me to come. So naturally I went, you know what I mean? Because I'm looking at it, well, okay, I'm grown now. And maybe we can have a little bit more in common. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can see where I get some of my ways and mannerisms from. So take the Greyhound. My sister and her then at the time it At the time, he was her boyfriend. My brother-in-law. He was her boyfriend, but they've since then got married, and they are now divorced. And they picked me up from the bus station. No, my dad, he picked me up from the bus station. And at that time, 22, you know, I actively work out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm maybe like 5'7.5", 5'8", 195 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 190 pounds. So he walked right past me. But the funny thing about it is, I almost didn't recognize him either. That's how strained our relationship was. And you know, we went out to the club. Like I told y'all before, I'm not a big drinker like that. You know what I'm saying? I was introduced to a vice, you know, that most young males of color are introduced to. You know what I'm saying? At about around the age of 15. You know. Smoking weed. Everything like that. So, but it also didn't help that the last thing I ate was about 2 o'clock that afternoon. So I was in the club throwing back these cranberry and vodka shots. You know, I was rubbing elbows with some big wig Italian that was in the club and shit like that. He had on his fedora, smoking this big ass Cuban, and you know, we was just chopping it up about life. You know, and so maybe about I say maybe about the 3rd drink in, 4th drink in, something like that. If you're drunk and you know that you hadn't eaten anything or you hadn't coated your stomach with some type of grease, you know what's gonna happen. So I already knew it was coming. Had to run to the bathroom and call Earl. I'm pretty sure we've called him. You know, we've all called him. You feel me? Ain't nothing to be ashamed of or none of that. That don't mean that you're a lightweight or none of that. But it also could have been the fact that you broke the cardinal rule. You know what I mean? Liquor before beer, as we all know, you're in the clear. You know what I'm saying? Beer before liquor, you couldn't be sicker. So, but in my case, it was the fact that I didn't have anything of substance on my stomach. So of course naturally I called her. Everything like that. So we leave the club maybe about 1:30 after my dad get finished his playing and all of that. So the next day I'm kicking it with my sister. And with her, this is a relationship and a bond that I'm trying to forge, because for just as much as I don't know my dad, I don't know my sister either. You know, so and it was like we pretty much trying to play catch up. You might as well say in a weekend. And got a hole in my mouth, or I just missed my mouth altogether. You know, the only person that, you know, it really righteously wasn't any awkwardness with is my grandmother and my auntie. You know what I mean? So I mean, I said earlier in the video that it wasn't by any faults of my dad's, but that's a different story for another video. You feel me? But you know, like I said, we were pretty much just trying to play catch up in 3 days. And didn't see my father again after that weekend. Didn't see my father again until the birth of my first son. And he was a baby. So, I mean, we have somewhat of a better relationship now, but, you know, that's my father. You know, I love him. And, like I said, man, you know, if you don't know a certain family member, you know, it's always best to try to reach out, you know. But reach out with the most genuine intentions, though. You feel me? Because in the last video, I told you how I almost became a professional athlete. And my sister, I have two sisters. One on my mom's side and one on my dad's side. And, you know, my sister had caught wind, you know, what I was doing. And honestly, during that time, I think she had came to see me. You know what I'm saying? Her and her husband had came. It was either her and her husband. No. It was my auntie, my grandmother, and my sister that came down. Because they came down in 2010. And my firstborn was 2. Yeah. So, you'll get the second part of this story in the next video. Like to say, man, I like to say I appreciate all the love, all the support, you know what I'm saying, that everybody has been showing me. And I mean, even if you don't watch the videos when they first post, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that, or I first upload them and everything like that, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as you check in with the fam, make sure everything is all gravy and everything like that. You dig? But yeah, man, like I said before, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the fam, I'm your boy JR. And this is Swag Life TV. I'm the hostess with the mostest, aka Splash Going. And yeah, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you smash that like button for me. You dig? And drop me a comment, man. Let me know what you thought about the video, what you thought about the story time and everything like that. But most definitely, don't forget to hit that notification bell, so you'll be notified every time your boy upload a video. You dig me? And if you already part of the fam, welcome back. Appreciate the love. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you supporting. And I see you like to keep it splashy and classy, man. A lot of drip, a lot of seasoning, a lot of sauce. You feel me? And I ain't talking about this cocktail. You dig? So, anyway, man, I'm just playing around, keeping things lively. You dig? But yeah, man, appreciate the love, appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you rocking with me. Appreciate you tuning in. Same swag station, same swag channel. You dig? Merch coming soon. Also, content for the other channel coming soon. JR's Corner. I'll let you know when the content is officially uploaded for JR's Corner. You know what I mean? That's more of the 21 and up crowd. You dig? So, yeah, man, like I said, I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. I'm finna get up out of here. I appreciate you kicking it with me during this meal. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Shout out to Wifey. Like I said, she always do her thing. She need her own restaurant, home cooking show, something. But yeah, man, always remember, love, live life. I'm JR, Swag Life TV, and I'll check y'all in the next video. Peace.